Everyone is having a good day. We are here. We're going to be talking about the Jets, man. A lot to talk about. Undrafted free agent signings, moves that the team is making right now, things that are happening. You know what I'm saying? So there's a bunch to talk about, bunch to discuss. So salute to everybody. Please, again, hey, you know what I'm saying? Call in 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in. Share your takes. You know what I'm saying? I want to discuss everything with everyone, man. Want to have a good time, want to talk to everybody about everything, discuss some of the moves that the Jets have been making or have made. It's quite a bit, man. Minicamp. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the schedule as well. Whoa. This schedule is insane, folks. It's completely insane. And we need to have a discussion about it, let me tell you. So we're definitely going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about quite a bit. Again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in, people. Call in, okay? Because we are going to talk Jets today. We're going to have quite a bit of discussion, all right? Yeah, lots to talk about. And again, salute to everybody for joining. Salute to everybody, man. You know, I'm talking about Marcus Maye. We're going to be talking about it all, folks. We're going to be talking about it all. 1 second, folks. 1 second. Apologize for that, folks. To get something real quick. So salutes to everybody again. We're talking Jets, man. Got quite a bit going on. All the discussions to be had. I tell you what, man, this schedule they put us on is pretty crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Second, let me go ahead and tweet this out. Make sure everyone is there. Make sure it's all there. J. Cole, salute to you. J. Cole's in the building. Good to see you in here, my friend. Second. Dude. All right. Yeah, but we're going to be talking, folks. We got quite a bit. I don't know who drew up this schedule, but let me tell you, it's completely crazy. This schedule is insane. This Jets team, this Jets schedule is pretty crazy right now. It's nuts. All right. I don't know who was thinking or who did this, but they definitely wanted to make their mark. All right. They definitely wanted to make their mark today. All right. I mean, wow. Starting off too is gonna start pretty rough. Oh, man, we about to get into it though. So hold on 1 second, folks. I'm going to connect the show in just a second. I'll be back in just a little bit. Hold on.
Blog Talk Radio.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach Joe. We are back at it. And boy, oh boy, do we have quite a bit to talk about. We're going to be discussing minicamp. We're going to be discussing some of the signings that we've made as well. Undrafted free agent signings, guys that we brought in. Marcus Maye, we're going to talk about him. We're also going to talk about this schedule that the New York Jets got for the 2021 season. Whoa! It's a crazy one. It's a crazy one. And I mean, it's filled with You know, it's filled with some teams that are serious business. All right. And the way we started off is pretty interesting as well. So we have quite a bit of discussion. But listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. So without further ado, folks, let's go ahead and get into the show. I am fired up. I'm fired up, man. I'm hyped today. I'm telling y'all, I am hyped. I'm hyped. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to all the savages. For those of you that do not know, if you listen to me, on Blog Talk Radio, I also do a live stream while I do my radio show. So, I call my chat the savages. Why? Because they're savage, You can also follow me on iTunes as well at The Long Beach Joe Show. Go ahead, subscribe to your boy on there. Please give me a rating as well. Salute to everybody that does give me ratings and all the reviews that I get as well. Please continue to do that. I want to thank everybody for that. I'm also on YouTube as well. That's where I live stream on my platform. It's Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets. Go there, subscribe, turn on your notifications. You know what I'm saying? And follow me across my social media platforms as well. I'm also on Twitter, YoungJ000. I'm also on, the Long Beach Joe Show is also on there at Twitter as well. It's The Long Beach Joe. You know what I'm saying? I'm on IG as well, Long Beach Joe 00. Go ahead and follow your boy. You know what I'm saying? Follow me. I'm bringing you solid Jets contents and solid takes, man. What else can I do? What else can I do for y'all, man?
What more do you want from me?
Come on. You know what I'm saying? Give your boy a follow. Talk to me, man. I go back and forth with folks. I love talking to people about the team, and I'll talk about all kinds of things with people. So, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and, again, give me a follow across my social media platform. So we're going to go ahead and get into it first. Jets had held rookie mini camps this year. And, again, I try not to get, I'm a very positive Jets fan, as everyone knows. I love this football team. I try not to get too high, right? But I liked what I saw. I understand they're just wearing helmets, it's shorts, it's, shirts. It's nothing too crazy. Joe, don't, they're not in pads. They're not, going out there. Listen, I like what I saw, okay? One of the things that I really liked is Zach Wilson. I really liked the way he looked out there. Zach was out there ripping the ball around all over the place. His arm looks good, really good. This kid can throw. And I talked about that. I talked about how, his throwing ability was great. But, man, when you really see it live on a practice field, when you're watching the film, dude, it's insane. He's throwing the ball around crazy. Elijah Moore looked good as well. He's out there running his routes. He looks very solid. That guy looks like he can hit another gear whenever he feels like it. Just whenever he feels. It doesn't matter. He looks so quick, so fast. He gets out of his breaks so fast. He looked really good. Michael Carter was out there as well. He looked really good. But to me, one of the biggest things that came from the rookie minicamp was the discussion surrounding Zach Wilson and his, him showing his teammates that he was going to be a leader early. All of his teammates talked about him and his leadership and how quickly he learns things and how he goes out there and he's already dissecting defenses and things that they're throwing at him, and he's able to learn things super duper fast. That's huge. Because let me tell you something, and we're going to get into the schedule a little bit in a second. Again, salute 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. You can call in. Let me tell you something. He's going to be the guy. He's going to be the starter. He's going to be the kid that's going to be out there, going to be the face of our franchise. And he's going to be a rookie quarterback this year. And there are going to be teams that are going to be salivating. They can't wait to throw all these exotic looks and all these different things at him. And if he can start diagnosing things early and he can start figuring things out and he can start, picking things apart early, that does nothing but bode well for us in our future. Because that means that this kid's going to be able to really get us going fast. So I like a lot of things that I heard, even the connection that Zach Wilson and Elijah Moore are putting together, the connection that they're building. their friendship. They talk on the field. They talk off the field. That's huge. That is huge. The relationship between a quarterback and a receiver is huge for your offense. You know, you look at a lot of great quarterbacks and wide receiver tandems, combos from, years ago, whether it be, Peyton and Marvin or, any of those guys. They'll tell you that is big. You have to have a relationship. And I'm not comparing Elijah Moore and Zach Wilson, to those guys, but I'm just saying you have to have that relationship there. You have to have that rapport there built in between your quarterback and your wide receiver. So that's huge, man. Those guys making a connection. And again, he's well liked. Michael Carter even talked about, Zach Wilson, how much he liked him as well. So that's big. So I really like what I saw out of minicamps. We'll be talking about that. We also signed some guys as well. We were able to get a couple of our draft picks signed. Jamin Sherwood, Michael Carter, the corner we got. We were able to get him signed. Jason Pinnock, Hamza Narrowsdean, that's huge. Brandon Eccles, Jonathan Marshall, getting those guys in the building, getting them signed, getting them under contract, getting them going. Again, those are our 5th or 6th rounders. But those guys are going to be important, especially guys like Hamza Narrowsdean. He's going to be huge. And so is Sherwood. Sherwood's going to be big as well. These are guys that are going to be used in different types of looks defensively for us. So it's really big that we did that. Got those guys signed there in the building. So we also signed some undrafted guys as well, man. Isaiah Dunn, Jordan Peters, Chris Nagger, man, Parker Ferguson, Grant Hermans, Tristan Hodge. We also brought in Michael Dunbar. We also brought in Milo Eifler from Illinois, man. We got some guys, man. But I'll tell you one guy I really, really like, Kenny Yeboah from Ole Miss. This is a tight end, man. This is a guy that's serious business. This is a guy that a lot of people are talking about, hey, could possibly push to maybe be a starter here. I'm just saying that tight end position is kind of open right now. I'm not sold on Chris Herndon. I don't know anyone that necessarily is. The Jets allegedly had a 4th round grade on him. I'm just saying, guys.
Here we go.
I'm just saying. So you got Yeboah. So we brought some guys in, man. We also brought Teton Salts in as well. So we got things going. Our mini camp. We're bringing guys in. We're signing our picks. We're also getting some undrafted guys in, and then all of a sudden the talk starts going about Marcus Maye. We start hearing about contract talks about him. Robert Saleh comes out and says, hey, they're trying to push. They're trying to actively push to make sure that they get Marcus Maye signed. For those of you that may not know, we all hope that Marcus Maye would be signed, when this offseason was coming, and things just did not work out. Of course, we parted ways with Jamal Adams a while ago. Everyone was like, okay, that's fine. We still got Marcus Maye. We still got a guy that can, do everything. And what we saw this year was that he can. He was put in Jamal Adams' role. He succeeded there, but we needed him back furthermore, back in coverage, back at that, typical free safety look that we saw. And let me tell you something. He did that well as well. He was constantly rated as one of the top free safeties as far as, that PFF ratings. He was constantly rated high in coverage, all those things, man. So this guy was really putting in work this year. Voted team MVP. He was a captain. Like, this guy really put things together. Now, there was some disputes coming in. We were hoping that we would get him, re-signed early. Marcus Maye's agent comes out and, social media tries to tear the team a new one. We were all hoping that Marcus would, pull the reins on that agent. But we ended up franchising him. And now, again, they're trying to actively find a way to extend him to keep him a Jet for the rest of his career. And I'm hoping that we do that. This guy made play after play after play this year. I'm talking play after play after play.
What more do you want from me?
So many games where he would, look at that Rams game. He made plays. Look at that Raiders game that we should have won had it not been for a bad defensive call by our defensive coordinator at that time. Marcus Maye made huge plays in those games. Huge plays. Big interception where he caught it on his back this year. That was a highlight reel stuff. Highlight reel stuff. Marcus Maye defensively on the defensive side of the ball was a standout player for the Jets. Some people say defensively he may be the best defensive player that we had last year. So I'm hoping that we find some way to get him back in the building. I hope we find some way to, to extend him, keep him a Jet for the rest of his career, because that does nothing but bode well for the football team. It shows guys on the team, hey, if the team values you and you play to the wall and you never give up and you keep pushing and you keep doing things, you play at a high level, they'll make sure that you're paid. They'll make sure that you're taken care of. They'll make sure that you're a Jet for life. It also shows that locker room that if you're a leader and you come in and you give it your all, they'll take care of you. So that's huge, man. That's huge. And there's been a long time saying that the Jets have issues keeping their own. They very rarely are able to keep a guy, especially if he plays well. Eventually he's either traded or he finds his way out of there and all this other stuff. You keep Marcus Maye, one of the best safeties in the league, that sends a message. That sends a message to the league as well. So that's huge. I'm hoping they get him signed. I really do hope they get him re-signed, and I hope we can keep him in there, man. It's all about culture. And this, again, is a big locker room guy. A big locker room guy. We're also going to have some schedule talk as well. Let me tell you something. I ain't going to lie to you. When I looked at the schedule, when they released it, and I saw week 1 at the Carolina Panthers, come on.
No.
It's like, come on, dude. Come on, NFL. Are you serious right now? You know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. Come on now. Y'all starting it off with the drama. You know what I'm saying? You know we just sent Sam Darnold over there, and I wish him nothing but the best salutes to him. But you know what you're doing. And I'm telling you right now, I see it coming already, and we're going to have a discussion. And right after this, we're going to go to the callers again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in. I want to talk to you live on the show. You already know, if Sam Darnold goes off and Zach Wilson struggles, if we get blown away against the Carolina Panthers, boy, oh boy, there will be hell to pay. It's going to be a sad day, baby. A sad day. It's going to be a very sad day. Because let me tell you, the beat writers, the fan base, they will erupt. And we already see it. This is set up right here. There's already fans saying that Zach Wilson has a ton of pressure going into week 1 on him already about this game. It's going to be tough. Then we turn around, we play the Patriots week 2. That's a tough game right there. Tough game. Man, Patriots, improved football team. They're in the division as well. We play the Falcons October 10th in London. That's big. You're going overseas. Salute to all my overseas guys. Salute to all my overseas guys that call in. Salute to all the overseas folks that I speak to. All my Jets, fans, or all my Jets brothers and sisters, my fellow fans that are overseas. Salute to all of you. They get to see the team live. Just so many tough things about the schedule. We get an early bye in week 6, then we turn around. You know what I'm saying? We got to go back and play the Patriots again. You continue forward on this schedule, man. We got a short week. We play the Bengals on the 31st, then turn around and play the Colts on the 4th. That's tough. This schedule, this season, I'm telling you, our coaching is going to be highlighted. How they prepare these guys week in and week out is going to be highlighted. We're going to see how good or bad of a coach Sulla and the rest of his staff is. We're going to see. Because there are going to be instances where they're going to have to make sure that these young guys, because we got a lot of young players. Hell, our quarterback is a rookie. We're going to see how well they're prepared for football games. Are they put in position to succeed and make plays? How quickly can you make sure that your scheme gets to these guys to a place where they can understand it so they can go out there and be efficient. This is all going to be highlighted this season. Especially, again, you're playing the Patriots early. Belichick destroys rookie quarterbacks. Destroys them completely. I'm telling you, he's known for it. He makes rookie quarterbacks have a long day. Long day. So we're going to talk about this. There's a lot to discuss. Oh, man. There's a lot to discuss. We're going to get to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. We're taking all calls. Again, when you call in, please don't hang up. Call in and hang up. Call in and hang up. When you call in, I can see you. Okay? I can see you. You're in a queue. I can see you. No need to do that. Just call in. Wait your time. You know what I'm saying? And we'll get right to you. Be patient. Also, salutes to everyone in the chat. All my savages will come to you as well. We're going to talk. We're going to talk. So I'm going to go. First caller on the line, 917. I think this is my guy, E, man. E, I'm coming directly to you, my friend. I want you to give me your thoughts, man, about minicamp and how you felt about it. What are your thoughts about what you saw out there from Zach Wilson, my friend?
Joe, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing good.
I'm doing all right, man.
You know, I don't look too much into that kind of stuff because there's not that much to look into. I mean, the fact that, you know, these beat reporters are, oh, well, this rookie signed their rookie contract. Huge news. I'm like, no, that's not huge news. It was going to happen. Or, oh, he's wearing this number. I'm like, you know, it's a dead time for NFL news. But, you know, I've seen the clips and whatnot. And, you know, yeah, they look fine out there. You know, it's not that big of a deal. But, you know, I'm excited what I've been hearing about Wilson, you know, his leadership traits, all that kind of stuff. That's great to hear. You know, I'm glad, you know, it's time for these guys to, like, learn how to be teammates with one another. So that's really important. You know, the coaching staff getting comfortable with each other. I love the Robert Saleh story about lining up at the wrong spot of the huddle. I thought that was hilarious, man. I love the guy so much, man. He's such a character, man. I love him. Yeah. Especially going from, you know, Gase, who was just silent, to this guy. Like, it's great, man. But, yeah, I mean, there's not much to, you know, report on with rookie camp. You know, you just see a couple basic throws, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, I'm excited. You know, hopefully we get training camp up and running, you know, soon, because I'm really interested in some of the position battles and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you're talking about that, and again, E, I want to thank you for calling in. You talked about it quite a bit, and I understand a lot of people don't look at the situation, especially with some of the signings, and say, well, these are just signings. It really doesn't matter. Hold on a second. Of course, you know, our draft picks is the guys we drafted. We made sure we got some guys in, you know, from that 5th and 6th round, but there's some undrafted guys that I think can make some noise on this roster when you talk about position battles. And that's where I think the importance of getting those guys in the building is big, especially when you look at guys like Kenny Yeboah or Isaiah Dunn. Listen, Kenny Yeboah is coming in at a position, a tight end position that we all know, a lot of us saying is a crapshoot. Anybody could be the starter there because I don't think any of us really feel that highly about, you know, Herndon at all. I don't think any of us have that much faith in Chris Herndon. Of course, they've brought in Croft as well, but couldn't you see? I mean, when you look at the undrafted guys that have been signed, do you think that any of these guys could really make some noise and possibly get a starting spot on this roster?
I don't think any of them are going to get a starting spot. I think, you know, you hope for them to make the roster. You know, some of them, I think Yeboah will make it. I think the corner we gave all the guaranteed money, like, beat the record. I think he'll make it. Obviously, I'm really hoping the kicker makes it because I can't see, you know, Sam Ficken for another year. And maybe, you know, the BYU guard, you know, Zach Wilson's familiar with him, so something like that. With the tight end, it's interesting. You know, I think they'll carry 4 tight ends. I think it'll be Herndon, Wesco, he can be the H-back, fullback kind of role, Croft, and then Yeboah, and then you cut Daniel Brown, cut Ryan Griffin, stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't think any of them are going to be starters. I really hope they're not starters. When undrafted guys are your starters, you know, you're kind of having an issue.
Well, I mean,
but yeah, we'll see, man.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen guys in the past. Robbie was able to make some noise here. There were some other guys, you know, that was able to make some noise.
They're not initially starters out of camp, though. I'm cool with them developing starters.
Okay.
But if you're relying them on to be starters day one, that's what I'm saying, yeah?
Okay. Yeah. So I look at this situation now and I say to myself, we talked about guys, you know, that could possibly make some noise again on the roster. I think Isaiah Dunn, is a guy that could make some noise again. That cornerback position is open as well, and they gave that guy quite a bit of cash to come here. So I look at our cornerback position, and there's some question marks there, some major question marks. And so I think, again, that's a guy that can make a name here, could make some bones. I don't know if he's going to be our number 1 or 2 or nothing like that, but I definitely think he could be in the scrum, especially when we're talking about, hey, that slot position is open too. So there's quite a bit of positions open. So there's some undrafted guys that could really, make an impact here in this season. But a guy that we all saw make a big-time impact last season that we were really hoping to make sure, that we get re-signed is Marcus Maye, man. And, again, he's franchised, but they're saying, hey, we're trying to work on a deal as much as we can. When you look at this situation with Marcus Maye, what would be your breaking point as far as a number-wise for him to get an extension? Where would you look at and be like, hey, all right, that's enough. Either you take this or we're going to move on next season and we're not going to deal with you again?
Probably max $11 million. That's even a bit on the high side. He's a really good player, borderline top 10 safety, probably top 10 safety. He had a couple really, the 2 interceptions he had were phenomenal. I mean, the punt interception, the one against Seattle was awesome. He had that one really kind of fluky game against the Bills where he was got 2 sacks or something. And then, he had a couple rough games, had an awful game against the Niners, pretty rough game against the Raiders. But, he's not an elite player, but I like Marcus Maye a lot.
You don't think Marcus Maye is an elite player?
No, he's not an elite safety compared to these other guys. I mean, for our team, he's elite because, he's on the Jets. But, I mean, he's not Justin Simmons. He's not a Jesse Bates, Derwin James kind of guy. I mean, he's a really good player.
He's not actually.
I wouldn't call him an elite player.
Well, he's not actually do those same things, though. When you look at the coverage, though, dude, he's always rated near the top 10 safeties in coverage, easily. His coverage ability is unbelievable. I understand what you're saying. He's not getting a ton of sacks like Jamal, but I think a lot of things that Marcus Maye doesn't show up on the stat sheet because they aren't throwing at him much. This guy's out there shutting things down in coverage. And even when Jamal Adams was here, one of the reasons why Jamal Adams was so effective at what he was doing was because Marcus Maye took care of everything else. Go back and look at those seasons. Yep. That's why I tell people, I said it.
No, I hear
I said
you,
it before.
man,
I thought that Marcus Maye was the best safety we had on the team even then. Go ahead. I'll let you go ahead.
I mean, yeah, he's a good cover safety. He's a good, man, zone cover safety. Obviously, got cooked against, what's his name, Reed on the Niners last year. Mm-hmm. That was kind of an outlier game, though. He's usually not that bad. He missed that awful tackle against Darren Waller, but I mean, the whole team couldn't stop that guy in the Raiders game. But
that was a terrible game.
Yeah, that should be interesting, man. But no, I like Marcus. I think $11 million for him is fair. I think what is he getting on the tag right now? 10.5. So I mean, $11 million max. And I think you can go below. I mean, the fact that Anthony Harris got such a low contract this year is maybe a sign that he's not going to make as much as he wants. So I hope you get a deal done, man. Worst case scenario, you tag him again next year and then get an extension. I mean, he's on the team this year. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I hope you get a deal done, a 3-year contract, maybe 11 mil per max, or maybe a bit less than that. I'm not quite sure.
Okay. So my next question for you is, when you look at this roster, man, I feel like there's still needs here. There's still issues on this roster that a lot of people aren't really talking about. I hear some people saying that, hey, the Jets are going to make the playoffs this year. We're all good. And I still have some questions. Look, I'm showing everybody respect. I'm showing everybody respect. Okay? I'm showing everybody respect, but I've already heard that talk going around that the Jets should easily make the playoffs this year. When you look at this roster right now, what positions do you think still have holes in them?
All right, corner, desperately. I mean, you know me. I'm Bless Austin's #1 fan. Just kidding. He's terrible. Yeah. Get another guy there. I'd love a Richard Sherman or a Steven Nelson on a 1-year contract.
Okay.
The backup quarterback, you really need a vet in here to mentor Wilson. I don't want to sign a guy to play over Wilson. I want Wilson playing. Mm-hmm. But the backup quarterback, Nick Mullins or Brian Hoyer, someone like that. I prefer Nick Mullins. Yeah. So definitely backup quarterback. And there's, a couple free agents out there. I think there's a couple linebackers out there, but I'd honestly rather, kind of let our guys develop a bit. So we'll see. Maybe you sign a KJ Wright, or I think Quan Alexander is still out there. So, you're going to have and also guys obviously get let go at, camp and whatnot you can sign. But, I think we're luckily not relying on, Chris Hogan and guys you pick up late in training camp. All these, vets are just completely washed. So that's good. But, yeah, corner, the backup quarterback, and I think, yeah, you could definitely use maybe another linebacker potentially. So, yeah, but mainly another corner is just like desperate need.
Yeah. Listen, you did. That was a dang good answer, man. That was a great answer from you because I had, kind of the same feeling about it. Give him a hand, man. Give E a hand. Yeah. Yeah, give E a hand. That was a good.
Hey, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, and when you talked about backup quarterback, that's something that a lot of people are not talking about right now. I think a lot of people are looking at the situation like, hey, Zach's a starter, everything's good. It's like, whoa, wait a second. Why can't we get a guy to come in and kind of help him along as well? Not start over him, but help him along. And what happens if he does get nicked up this season, and maybe misses some time? Do we just float into the abyss with no one? We have to have somebody.
James Morgan, baby.
Yeah, I mean, salute to James Morgan. I see him. He's a savage in the chat right now. I wish him nothing but the best. But, come on. We ain't seen you, James. That's all I'm saying is we ain't seen you yet, and we haven't seen anything.
Preseason, but yeah, no.
Yeah. We ain't seen much of you during the season. So my final question for you, E, before I let you go. Line just hot. We're going to get to everybody. Again, 515-602-9639. Call in. My final question for you is, when you look at this schedule, man, what was your first thought when you saw it? Like, what games stick out to you? What games are you excited about, and what games were you looking at like, man, why would they even put these people on our schedule?
I'm the opposite of you, man. I'm so glad they put us against Carolina week 1.
Okay.
That's going to be entertaining, man. And I think we got a shot in that game. I mean, you know me. I don't think Sam Darnold's all that great. And I think that if the chance he has to be great is, he's going to have to – I thought, he might go somewhere to sit a bit. So he might be a bit rusty. He might not play great his first game. He has, some pieces in Carolina. The offensive line's still not good there. Like that's for sure. The weapons are really good there. So, I mean, I don't think, I think we have a shot at winning that game. And even if he plays well, it's literally proving my point that he needed to change the scenery. And then if he plays poorly, let's say he plays apples to apples with Zach Wilson. Well, when you can just say this, okay, well, we could have just, wait, what's up?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah. I said, so if he plays apples to apples with Zach Wilson, I'll just say, well, okay, then you want the rookie contract without, having to pick up fifth-year options. So, I mean, I'm not worried about all this media nonsense because I don't watch that crap anyways. I mean, the biggest storylines for national media is like, oh, Tim Tebow with the Jaguars and all that this crap that, like, no one cares about. Well, people care about, but it's nonsense. But, I mean, I don't look into that stuff anymore because it's all stupid. But no offense to anyone who likes that kind of stuff. But I'm not worried about losing. And so I'm excited about it, man. I'm also excited. I like seeing that they're playing in London just because there's a lot of fans overseas. It's good for them to catch a game in London. So that's cool. I'm interested what the stadium is. I know it's not Wembley, which is obviously like an iconic stadium in London. So curious to see what that's going to be like. But it's cool, man. But other games, we know what divisions we've been playing for a little bit. So, we got the Texans, so that should hopefully be a win because they're terrible, obviously. It should be interesting with the in-division games. I think we'll probably split with Miami and New England and get swept by the Bills. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't think – yeah, so, I mean, considering we got swept in division last year, that's quite the improvement. So, yeah, like looking at the schedule, I'm pretty excited. So it's a way easier schedule than last year too. So we should hopefully get some wins out of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's some tough teams on here, I'll tell you, but I think they knew exactly what they were doing week 1. I really, really think they do. But listen, E, I gotta get back to.
They've probably seen the videos, man.
Here we go, E. Here we go yet again. What you do? You cannot wait to take a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
It's all good, man.
Hey,
it's all good.
If we win that game, I gotta find some Carolina Panthers talk shows to call into and just roast the crap out of Darnold.
Well, good luck with that. They'll hang up quickly. But listen, E, I gotta get to these lines, man. Salute to you. I want to thank you for calling in, man. You have yourself a good night.
Yeah, have a good one, man.
Oh man, salute to E, man. That was a heck of a call. Listen, we got a lot to talk about. Salute to the chat. Salute to all the savages in the chat. Salute to James Morgan. James Morgan in the chat tells me, he said, "Listen, Joe, I'm about to light this league on fire." Okay, James. I see you. James. You bringing the heat right now. I see you. I understand where you're coming from, but we got to see you first, my man. We got to see you. We got James Morgan in the chat. He says, "I'ma light this league on fire." James Morgan says, "My confidence is unmatched." Okay, I respect that. But I got to see you out in the field, dog. I got to see you out on the field. Until that, there's some question marks, at that backup QB spot. So we're going to keep going. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. Again, if you're watching me, no matter where you're watching me from, please give my stream a thumbs up. Also, subscribe if you have not subscribed, or follow wherever you're watching me from. Please, follow my stream. Subscribe to my stream if you're on YouTube. Turn on your notifications as well. And hit that super chat if you like. For those of you that don't want to hit the super chat, no issues. Some people just want to hit my Cash App. Please do. Cash App is on the screen. Salute to everybody. So we're going to keep getting to these lines. 845, I'm coming directly to you. This is my guy at 845. Salute to you, my friend. I want to thank you. Hey, what's going on? Salute to you, my friend. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. You already know we're restarting. When you look at this squad right now, you look at the Jets' current roster. What are some holes that you still see after this draft and after this free agency? What are some of the issues that you still see on this roster?
Keeping it a buck, keeping it 100% is really the backup quarterback's position. I think that really needs to be addressed because I know James Morgan in the chat, going off right now, but it ain't it.
Oh man. Yo, my man came in and straight disrespected him. Whoa, he come in straight disrespected,
he's like a ghost. I haven't seen him.
Come on, man. Don't talk about James like that. He's letting you know, yo, I'm here to stay. I'm ready to go. He told you his confidence is unmatched. He's ready to light this place up. Why are you hating on Morgan so much, man? Come on, man. Man.
Okay, James. I believe it when I see it.
But my thing is, look, I hear what you're saying. And again, I want to thank you for calling in, but I hear you saying the backup quarterback position. Yeah, there's some question marks there. But you don't have any question marks about this cornerback position? You don't have any question marks about this tight end position?
No. I was going to get to that.
Okay, go ahead.
But I want the backup quarterback position addressed first. I mean, that's number one for me, considering, stuff that happened last year. Quarterbacks get injured all the time. And also the mentor, Zach Wilson, as everybody mentioned. However, cornerback, I mean, we have Bless Austin. We have Bryce Hall, who I think Bryce has some skill, and he could be a starter long term. And then we have Michael Carter and a bunch of other guys that we are like that we are like giving them a shot, So I know you mentioned earlier Isaiah Dunn. I haven't been able to find any Isaiah Dunn highlights, clips, but for some reason he's the highest paid undrafted free agency. I'm like, why? Yeah. I don't know where he came from. So I need to find more. I need to find out why this guy is so high paid, and I haven't found it. I need to see his highlights. I don't know what he got. I don't know what he does. So I'm still on the fence about him. But honestly, one signing I really want, and we talked about this in the past, I want Richard Sherman. I want Richard Sherman to be in the green and white for a year or two with Robert Saleh, with the defense that he ran in San Francisco, and really coach these guys up on in the secondary on how to run it effectively. Because he's gone to the Super Bowl in this scheme. So why would he be perfect to come here and say, listen, guys, you want to be successful? This is how you do it.
Yeah. No, look, I hear you. I'm a guy I still look at Sherm, and I'm wondering why we haven't brought him in either. I know Coach Saleh has been asked about that as well, and he said, hey, he wouldn't mind it, but he's not pressing the issue. It's all up to Joe Douglas. But I think Sherman would definitely be a guy that we could bring in here and have him be effective. Again, he's not a guy that we want for the long haul. You know what I'm saying? Well, of course, we all know that. He's not going to be here. He's not going to be our starting corner for the next 10 years. But a good 1-2 year deal to help these young guys, coach them up, and then, we move on from them, and whoever is behind them can step up and stay into that place. I like that move. But what are your thoughts about Poole? Because
by the way,
a lot of people are saying maybe we should bring Poole back. How do you feel about that?
By the way, real quick, I want to shout out Marcus Maye because the last caller was kind of like, he's not elite. Come on, bro. Get out of here, man. Marcus Maye. And here's what I've got to tell you, you Jets fans, real quick. When we have homegrown Jets fans that are good players, we tend to discredit them because it's Jets. And I don't like that. Like Robbie Anderson, he's not a number one. He's not number one. He leaves the Jets, and it's like, oh, man, we could have re-signed him. Like, what? You can't have it both ways. So you either appreciate them while we're here or they're going to be gone. Marcus Maye is bona fide elite free safety. I don't know what games he was watching, but he was literally our best player every single game last year. And even if you want to go back 2 years, he was probably our best player in most of those games too. So keeping it real, you mentioned you said Bryce Hall.
Yeah, let me give you your flowers first off. Give him a hand. Give him a hand for that take. He's talking his talk. Salute to you. Here we embrace debate here on the Long Beach Joe Show, and you spoke your mind. You said, listen, I'm taking a stand for Marcus Maye. You think that, like you said, we should appreciate these players while they're here because they're good players, and I do think that as well. I talked a little bit about, possibly bringing back Poole, though. What are your thoughts about that? I'm going to ask you a question after that as well. What are your thoughts about bringing back Poole? Because we talked about Richard Sherman, but would Poole be an option still in your mind for you?
I mean, Poole's all right. Like, he's cool. I mean, I think that with Poole, he's a good slot corner. If we have somebody that stands out in training camp, then Poole, unfortunately, is losing his spot. We're running a different defense, So what Robert Saleh is trying to do, I trust his vision, And if he sees some guys out there that he are talented and versatile, and he wants to put them out there on the slot and do some damage, then cool. What he's done is he's got a lot of versatile players. We got Sherwood, Nasruddin. And those guys can go into linebacker. Those guys can go into the slot. Those guys can move around, and you can disguise a lot of things. Like, he's kind of like scheming things towards where the NFL is going, and he drafted based upon that. So with that being said, it kind of devalues Brian Poole's value in my eyes for this team. Not that he's a bad player or that he, shouldn't be on the team or anything, but if we got to pay you a new contract rather than have a rookie come out there and put on maybe as good of a performance or even better, then maybe that's let him move on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look, I hear you there. There's quite a bit of takes to be had, but when you go back, because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Marcus Maye, because you gave a scorching take right there. What is like your cap for him? What is the most that you would give him per year in a deal? Because that's where a lot of people are talking to me, because I've had discussions with multiple Jets fans, and they say, hey, listen, we like the guy, but some people aren't willing to pay him over $9 million a year. There's some Jets fans that are saying that. For you, yearly, where do you set your cap at for him?
Man, he's been the captain. We just got rid of Sam. He's probably like one of our longest tenured players on a team. Mm-hmm. Just pay him whatever he wants. I'm not a big cap guy. Okay. But for the value that he's going to offer this team and for some stability, some veteranship as a Jet, I think it's worth it to give him a couple extra $2 million, $3 million on top of what you expect. Maybe $2 million, not to say $3 million, but on what you expect, because not only is he elite, I'll say that again, but he is genuinely a good guy and a good leader. So I think it's worth it to keep him on the team. So pay the guy whatever he wants, because honestly, there's nobody on this team that we're paying that has been around other than C.J. Mosley, which he really hasn't played at all. So like, just pay him. Just pay him, guy. I said whatever you want, give it to him. I'm at that point with Marcus Maye.
Okay. So when you look at the situation here,
obviously there's going to be negotiation, but keep going.
Yeah, of course. I like to negotiate. For me, I fall in between that 11 and 12 million dollar range per year. That's where I think we can get him. I'd touch that 13 million if it took that. I would do that, but I like that 11 to 12 million dollar per year range for him, and I think that would be really good for us. Get him signed, keep him a Jet for the rest of his career, and really show that, hey, we're a different team. It's a different culture. It's a different type of organization. We run things differently, and we're going to make sure that guys are taken care of if they play to the wall for us. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm all about. Making sure that good players stay in green. You know what I'm saying? Stay in green. But speaking of a guy that's in green, man, you look at the situation with Zach Wilson, minicamp. I know a lot of people don't put too much into it. And I understand. They're just out there in shorts. They're not playing opposing defenses, all these things. But when you look at this situation, there's so many positive things being said about Zach Wilson, so many positive, moments between him and Elijah Moore. What are your thoughts about the rapport that they're building with each other? What are your thoughts about the relationship that they're building on and off the field?
That's good. Obviously, that's a positive. But let's keep it real, man. This is the honeymoon stage for all the rookie quarterbacks. So you go to any rookie quarterback and read what they're talking about. Oh, my God, this guy's such a great leader. Oh, my God, this guy throws the ball tight, spiral release. Oh, my God. It's going to be that right now. Everybody's saying the same thing. Yeah. So, he's such a leader. I get it. They're all leaders. They've been playing quarterback for since they're some of them since they're hella young. So at this point, I'm just gonna say, wait and see, and prove it on the field, because right now we got Carolina week 1, right?
Yeah.
We're winning that game. I'm gonna call it right now. We're winning that game, and I don't care who. A lot of Jets fans are like, oh, Sam,
here we go.
300 yards on us, Sam. All right, let's see Sam do it. Let's see Carolina do that. All right, I know they're a good team. I know, but I think with this team and Robert Saleh and the energy that he brings to this team, they're not laying down for nobody.
Okay.
So and he said it's going to be baptism by fire, and I love that phrase, baptism by fire. Let the young guys go out there and say, yo, show them why you're an NFL starter. So when it comes down to it, Zach, I feel like he's gonna ball out. I think Zach Wilson is going to surprise a lot of people this year. I honestly, even with it being rookie minicamp and all that stuff, and it not taking it too seriously, I do see something different in that kid than Sam. And I do think he's going to stun a lot of people this year in a lot of these games. Even if he doesn't win all the games, he's going to show that he has supreme talent. So when it comes down to it, week 1, New York Jets, Carolina Panthers. Let's go Jets. We're gonna win that game.
Ooh, okay. So yeah, well, let's go to the schedule, because we were just getting into that. So you look at the situation, like you said, week 1, you feel like it's an easy take. We're going to go in there and beat up on the Panthers, but then you face the Patriots week 2. What are your thoughts about that game? We're playing them pretty early in the season.
Well, I never said it was easy to beat the Panthers. They're a difficult team, but we're going to win. I think we're going to win that game.
Okay.
For Patriots, that's going to be a task. They just signed hella people on free agency, overpaid a ton. But apparently, when New England overpays, they're geniuses. When the Jets used to overpay, oh my God, they're such a bad franchise. These are the narratives they tell.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, like you said, I think you mentioned it, Bill Belichick is going to try to embarrass Zach Wilson.
Absolutely.
He's going to try to, because he tries to embarrass his Jets all the time. He's going to try to make him look bad, whether it's setting pressure, whether it's disguising coverages. He's going to do what he got to do, and he's a great defensive coach. He's a great coach, period. So we'll see where it goes. I'm not counting us out. I'm more of an optimistic Jets fan, but I will say this. That game, if I was going to have to choose, we might take an L.
Oh, okay. Now, for me, there's other games on this schedule that I look at that I feel like a lot of people are not talking about that I think are going to be tough games as well. Our matchup with the Titans, that's a really good football team. That's a really good football team. And for me, it's going to be a test. I think we're going to be tested all throughout this season, but there's certain games, again, the Patriots game, I think we're tested. Going into, the Colts right after playing the Bengals, having a couple days to prepare for the Colts on a short week, even that Bills game. But there's teams that are going to test us, that are going to really show, okay, where are we at? We just kind of, revamped a little bit of our defensive line. Everybody's excited about it. There's been tweets and all kind of things said left and right that a lot of people feel like the Jets have the best defensive line in the league, or one of the best defensive lines in the league. When you face the Titans, you're going to know whether your defensive line can handle business or not, because they got a battering ram in Derrick Henry that is serious business. They run the football, and I'm talking about they run the football first. And they are a team that if you cannot slow that down, you will get used and abused. And I think that that's one of the teams that I look at and say to myself, hey, this is going to be yet another test, and it's going to show coaching ability. All throughout this year, we're going to be tested as far as our coaching ability as well. Hey, how well can Sulla and the rest of this, staff, LaFleur, all these guys, how well can you prepare this team on a weekly basis? How well can you prepare these young players? Some of them in their first years that are going to be in big-time roles. How can you prepare these young players on a weekly basis? So for me, that's what's going to be highlighted this season is going to be coaching. Coaching is what we're going to see. Can you make sure that this team is on the up and up? Can you make sure that they don't come out and just, wet the bed or come out flat like we used to see against, how we used to see with our former coaches like Gaze or even Todd Bowles, where he would have teams come out on the road and they would be completely flat and wouldn't get it done. So give me your thoughts on that, man.
No, I'm glad you brought it up, man. The Titans are the real deal. They're a consistent playoff contender. Especially with that battering ram, Derrick Henry back there. He's a freak of nature. There's no player in the league like that guy.
Woo!
So when you're defending against that guy,
yeah,
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know what our defense is going to look like. But on top of that, even when we find out, before that game what our defense looks like, we don't know how it's going to look like against Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
He can embarrass people. So I'm not going to cut the Titans short and say we got a dub over there, but I will say that it's not impossible. Derrick Henry has been stopped.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to stop him. So when it comes down to it, what you said, it's going to be a test. Can we tackle? Can we understand? The blocking schemes that they're going to have. Our defensive line will be tested. Like you said, that defensive line. I know we got Sheldon Rankins. Sheldon Rankins is one of the best run stuffers in the league, and that's a good addition. Fulleranzo Fatukasi, he's great at that too as well. So we have players outside of Quinton Williams and Carl Lawson that can handle the run. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I can't say because it's such a question mark right now.
Yeah.
With this, everything's changing with the Jets. Literally everything is changing in this organization.
Yeah.
So to prognosticate a lot of these games is going to be a task. Only one that I'm going to put my stamp on is a W in the first week, really. And I'm going to say we're going to see what happens after that.
Okay, look, I have nothing but respect for that because, we're all Jets fans. We all love the green. Salute to you. Yeah, listen, man, this was a fire call from you. I got to get back to the rest of these lines. You have yourself a good night, my friend.
You too. Good night. Take care and go Jets.
That's what I'm talking about. Go Jets. Yes. Listen, my guy called in and he had nothing but fire. Nothing but fire. I want to talk to people about this schedule, man. There's a lot to talk about. I think there's some games in here that people are not discussing and they thinking, hey, like I said, I've already heard people saying the Jets are going to cruise to a playoff berth this year. I've already heard it. I've heard people say it's going to be easy peasy. Don't matter. Jets should easily make the playoffs this year. Okay. I'm just saying I look at this schedule and, I'm not a guy that's afraid. I don't cower or nothing. But there are some tough teams on this schedule. And we got some young players at some big positions. Our quarterback is a full-blown rookie. We all know that. The growing pains, the learning pains, all that stuff. Can this coaching staff minimize that? That's going to be highlighted this season. It's going to be highlighted, I'm telling you. Just like we've seen in the past. If you don't have the right coach or if your coaches can't help and get guys together, you'll see that on the field. You'll see issues. So we're going to keep going again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. That is the number to the show. Don't call in and hang up. Call in and hang up. I can see you. You know what I'm saying? Just call in, wait your time, and we will get to you. Again, please hit the super chat if you like to. If you don't want to hit the super chat, please hit my Cash App. It's right there on the screen. Salute to all the savages in the chat as well. You want to know why I call them savages? Because they're savage. My chat gets after it, man. They don't give a damn who you are. They don't like your take. They're getting after you too. Salute to Mr. NY Jets FL. He says, I am interested in these hybrid safeties and seeing what they can develop into. You know what? That's a great point as well, Mr. NY. That's a great point. Sherwood, Nezrodine, those two guys, a lot of people are really saying, hey, they got something in those two guys, man. Those guys being brought in and put in Sulla's system, and we've seen in the past Sulla be able to take players with the Niners that a lot of people were like, we don't really know what to do with this guy. We don't know where he fits at. And he was able to put them in position within his system to really be successful. You know, he plays a lot of hit and run linebackers. That's what he says. These guys are hit and run backers. We're going to put him here. We're going to put him there. I also want to see how they're utilized in coverage as well. Because, again, they were safeties. You know, so we're going to see what happens there. So salute to Mr. NYFL. We still got James Morgan in the chat. He is going off. He wants to let the entire Jet fandom know he's here to stay. And even though you may not have faith in him, he has faith in himself. And he's going to show you this year that he's the real deal. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. He's the real deal. Yeah. Yeah. He's saying he's on fire. He's saying I'm the real deal. James Morgan in the chat. Salute to him, the savage. Mr. Morgan, straight from the practice field, says I am the perfect quarterback on and off the field. There was a reason why I was a team captain my first season after transferring. He's letting you know, I'm going to make my mark. I'm going to make my mark. That's what he's saying. Salute to Mr. Morgan. Thank you for checking in with us. Please stay in the chat. Please keep letting us know. Are you going to fill out this backup role this year? Is it going to be you? Because if you ask a lot of Jets fans, they have question marks. If you ask a lot of Jets fans, hey, do we have a backup quarterback on this roster?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
That's what they're saying right now. That's what they're saying. But I understand you have faith in yourself. We'll see. We got to see you on the field, my man. We've got to see you. Randy Revert in the chat, salute to him as well. Randy says Elijah Moore and Wilson are going to be fire in this league. Yeah. They're building the connection. They're building the connection. And I want to see it continue. Keep this momentum, keep these positive vibes going into, you know what I'm saying, going into OTAs, going into preseason. We need more of it. James Morgan chimed back in. He says, I'm just focused on balling out. Yeah. Stay focused, my friend. So we're going to get back to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. I want to hear from everybody. Salutes to the chat. We'll come to you folks as well. I'm going to get to my lines, man. My guy Steve is on the line right now, and I got to hear from Steve, man. Steve, salute to you, my friend. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. Steve, man, give me your thoughts about Zach Wilson right now. All the positive things that we're hearing about him from players that he's playing with, from Michael Carter to Elijah Moore. What are your thoughts about some of the things we're hearing about his leadership early at this point? That he's already showed up to camp, the rookie minicamp they had, and was absolutely displaying his leadership ability.
Hey, Joe. Well, first off, thank you for having me on your show again tonight. It's always great to talk to you. No, let me tell you something. I was really, really, really concerned about what would happen with Zach Wilson because I remember at times when he was in school that he did have a little bit of an attitude. But I'll tell you something. He's taking it really well. And let me tell you something. What I've seen him do in his rookie minicamp, it's unbelievable what he does. I'm already loving the connection that he's having with Elijah Moore. I mean, I know he's also going to work with the other veteran receivers we have, with Corey Davis and Jamison Crowder, a little bit of Braxton Berrios, when they come along,
Yep.
Before the season begins. But I'll tell you something, Joe. This is great. This is great. And if you're not a Jets fan, and if you're excited right now, you got to be excited with where this team is going. Now, I mean, obviously we got more things to talk about, but right now it just feels great for where this team is going.
Yeah, Steve is already calling in with the fire, man. Let me tell you. Love the positivity that you're bringing to the line, Steve. Now, when you look at this situation, I look at this team and there's people saying, hey, this roster's perfect. Everything's good. But I still feel like there's some holes here. I do. I feel like there's a couple holes in the roster. When you look at this roster right now, What positions concern you at this point still? Even though we've had the draft, we have free agency. What positions do you look at and go, I don't know if this is correct. I think we still need some guys there.
Yeah, no, good point. I mean, listen, I really like where our defense is at now. The only thing that is a concern about our defense is the cornerback position. The cornerback position, I think, is the position that I'm a little bit worried about. And I think what the Jets need to do is, like, before training camp begins in July, we need to sign a veteran corner. We got to sign, like, a Richard Sherman or a Steven Nelson. But the thing is, though, I am hearing, though, that Richard Sherman does want to stay out west. I don't know if he wants to come to the East. The only way he'll come to the Jets is if he wants to play for Robert Saleh. I know I have been hearing that Saleh does want to try to get Sherman in the building. But the thing is, like, I'm just not 100% sure it's going to happen. But the thing is, we need a veteran corner to teach these young corners, like, how to play. And I think having Richard Sherman or Steven Nelson would be really big. As for the offensive side of the ball, listen, we do need a backup quarterback for Zach Wilson because, listen, I don't know anything too much about James Morgan or, like, whatever the other quarterback we have on the team. It's just we need a veteran to mentor Zach Wilson. Now, another thing is the offensive line I'm 50-50 with. Yes, we did make improvements with the offensive line, definitely during the draft when we traded up to get Elijah Vera-Tucker. I just still think that need some things with that position. But when I'm looking at this team right now, I think this team is going to definitely be better this year than it was last year. We're definitely going to have a better record. Right now, though, Joe, here is the thing about with this team right now. We're definitely in the right direction. I just don't think that we're ready yet. And the reason why is because we're very young. The Jets have the second youngest team in the NFL going into this season this year. I just don't think right now we're not ready yet. Now, I'm not going to give a record prediction just yet. I'm probably going to wait until like August or September before the season begins. I just don't think, Joe, right now that we're at that level just yet.
Yeah, no, listen, Steven, I'm right there with you. I've heard a lot of people talking about, playoff talk already. I'm telling you. I've heard some fans already saying
playoffs? You're talking about playoffs?
Listen.
You're kidding me. Playoffs?
Listen, I've already heard it. And, I just tell them, hey, listen.
You're smoking crack. Stop.
And I'm saying, everybody just calm down. You know what I mean? Calm down, everybody. I respect everybody, but, I don't think we should be talking playoffs, at least not, this early, not this year, okay? We still got some time, like you said as well.
We haven't even made it to training camp, but we're talking about the playoffs already? I mean,
I'm telling you, there's fans out there that are saying those things, but what you talked about with this roster, Steve, I agree with you quite a bit. I look at the situation as well, and I think a lot of people aren't talking about that other guard spot on our offensive line, too. Like you said, backup QB. We got James Morgan in chat. He's going off, but hey, there's still questions there. We haven't seen him on the field yet, and we haven't seen, anybody really step up. I think there's some, backup quarterbacks as well in this league that we could be looking at too that could come in and make an impact here. Maybe Barkley, Hoyer could be a guy that we could bring in too, something like that, just to help, Zach Wilson along. And also, if Zach Wilson does go down and maybe he misses a game or two, we have a veteran hand that we can go to that can still come in and keep the team afloat. So I think that would be big as well. And the cornerback position for me is a concern too. You brought up Richard Sherman. I talked about Brian Poole earlier as well in the show, possibly bringing him back. But there's still some stuff to be desired there because I'm not the biggest Bless Austin fan. I'll be completely honest with you. He really, had some questionable games last year, and you had to wonder, hey, where exactly, are we going to be with him? So I look at that situation, and you answered that question very, very, very good, Steve. You always bring the fire. Now, my next question for you is, you look at this situation with Marcus Maye, and there's people out there that are saying, hey, we should not try to re-sign this guy. Not really interested in making sure that Marcus Maye stays a Jet. What do you say to those people that say that we should move on from Marcus Maye after this season?
To me, Marcus Maye deserves a contract extension. he is a leader. And honestly, last year he was probably our best defensive. Him and Quentin Williams were our two best defensive players on the defense last year. No, Marcus Maye. Now listen, is Marcus Maye the best safety in the league? No, but he probably is a position that he is a player that I think that we should sign long term. I mean, the thing is, like, I know the goal is that we want to try to sign him long term, right before, training camp begins. But the thing is, though, I do think he deserves to stay. But, the other thing I really wanted to get into talking with you tonight, Joe, is definitely about our schedule, because there are some things I would like to say about the schedule.
Oh, man. Let's talk about it, Steve. Let's go ahead and get right into it, because let me tell you something. I've looked at it, man.
Here we go!
I look at week 1, Steve, and I say, wow, you're going to put the Jets right at the Panthers week 1? You already know the drama that you're trying to create, NFL. What are your thoughts about that week 1 game, Steve?
Yeah, no, let me tell you, Joe. The night before the schedule came out, when I went to bed, I was saying to myself that we're going to open the season against Carolina. The NFL is going to let the Jets play the Panthers the first game of the year. You know what? Listen, I have said this before. It is going to be hard to root against Sam. Like, this is going to be the first time that we're going to have to root against Sam. But no matter what happens in that game, Sam Darnold will always have a very special place in my heart. He will always have a place in my heart, no matter what happens to him. And I want him to do very well. I mean, I don't want him to do well against us the first week of the season when we play him, but, I want him to do well. Now, as I look at this schedule, Joe, I'm going to tell you something right now. I do like the schedule a lot this year that the Jets have, and I'm going to tell you why. This year, the New York Jets really don't have back-to-back road games this year. I mean, we had them quite a few times last year when we had the back-to-back road games. Here's an example. Now, obviously, the one time that we do have the back-to-back is when we have to go to London to play the Falcons, but then the following week we have the bye in week 6, and then we got to go to Foxborough in week 7. But I'm going to tell you something right now. This schedule is definitely not as tough as it was last year. I mean, listen, the Jets do have some tough opponents on their schedule. I mean, obviously, when you play your division, when you and I mean, someone mentioned about the game against Tennessee. Like, yes, we are at home that game, which kind of gives us an advantage. But, Tennessee was the AFC South champions last year.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, you just got to see what these teams are like. You got to see what these teams are like.
Yeah.
I mean, because the thing is, you just don't know what's going to happen, when training camp comes around. You're like, oh, this team's going to be good, and guess what? Your best player is done for the year, tears his ACL in camp.
Yeah, look, you got a point there, Steve, but if we're just going off of, the rosters that we have now, right, if that's where we're going off of, I think this is a very tough schedule. And, I look at the situation, especially the week where, we play the Bengals on the 31st, and then we turn around on the 4th of November and play the Colts. We're going to be tested as well, because there's a lot of really good quarterbacks, that we're going to play this year. Really good ones. The Falcons got solid guys. Again, we know the Patriots they're gonna have their stuff put together. The Bengals with Joe Burrow. You turn around, then you're playing Carson Wentz, a guy building back up. Then you turn around and you play the Bills. You know what I'm saying, with Josh Allen and that defense that is just completely ridiculous. They just added 2 pass rushers in the draft. So I think that this is a tough schedule, but I'm not afraid. I just know that we're going to be tested. And I think a big thing that is going to be highlighted this year, and it's going to be exposed, is our coaching, Steve. I think our coaching is going to be put on Front Street, because if we cannot get it done, if they cannot prepare these young players on a weekly basis to, go out there and do their thing, we're going to see it. If they're coming out and they start out flat, like we used to see with Todd Bowles, where he couldn't get them prepared and get going on the road, we're going to see it. And these teams they're going to blow our brakes off. If we do not make sure that we come out with some type of fire and try to start fast, offensively as well, we're going to get the brakes beat off of us. Absolutely, with a lot of these, because there are a lot of really good football teams. You know what I'm saying? So what are your thoughts about that, Steve? How our coaching is going to be tested this year against these really good football teams?
Well, you know something? Here is the thing about this, Joe.
Mhm.
You know, when I look at this situation, I think Robert Saleh is going to get the team ready. Because remember, Robert Saleh is not a soft coach like Todd Bowles was. And listen, Adam Gase was just an idiot and didn't know how to coach football, okay? But, you know, the thing is, when I look at this situation, Joe, I think what's going to happen is I think Robert Saleh is going to prepare them for any game. Because I'll tell you one thing, Robert Saleh is not that kind of a coach that's going to be like, nice and stuff to you if you make a mistake. No, I've seen it before when there have been where I remember in the past when the 49ers on the defense made a lot of bad decisions in the past. I remember Robert Saleh, when the team would come back to the bench, he would get right into the players' faces, and I've seen him do it before.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, about Saleh, though, is that I think he is going to get this team prepared. And let me tell you, I have a lot of trust in him. You know, and now, Joe, there is another thing I do like about our schedule when you look at this. Now, after, you know, when we have the Bengals in Week 8 and we got to go on that short week to Indianapolis, listen, that game will definitely be tough on Thursday night, especially when we play the Colts in Indy. That game is going to be very tough. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Another game that's also going to be tough for the Jets in Week 3 when they go out to Denver to play the Broncos in Mile High Stadium. Listen,
Yep.
I know the Broncos have not been a good team for the last few years, but when you play the Broncos in Mile High Stadium, Joe,
Yep.
they are a better team when you play them at home.
Yeah.
But
You got to deal with those elements,
at the
too,
schedule,
about Mile High as well. You got to deal with the elements. A lot of people struggle, you know, going up there and playing because that air is so thin. Go ahead.
Yeah, but now looking at the second half of the schedule, after we play Indianapolis, this is what I like about the Jets schedule. You know, we have the 2 games at home against the Bills and the Dolphins. We then go on the road to play Houston. We come back for 2 home games, and we play Philadelphia, New Orleans. We go on the road to play Miami Week 15, and then another 2 home games, 16 and 17 against Jacksonville and Tampa Bay, and end the season on the road. See, that is something that I like what the Jets have this year, is that they get 2 games in a row at home and then 1 game on the road after that.
Yeah.
That's something that I really like about our schedule. Like, technically, if we didn't have to go to London, the only really far place this year we would have had traveled would have been to Denver.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this, Joe.
Mhm.
Are you excited about the Jets playing in London this year again?
That's what I was going to ask you, Steve. I am. And I'm excited for the overseas, you know, fans. I'm so excited. My fellow brothers and sisters over there in the UK and everybody over can go and watch that game live. I love that. I love
Joe.
having
Joe,
them, you know,
listen,
having
here's a
discussions.
joke for
Hold on
you.
a second, Steve. I love having discussions with them about this football team and them being able to go see the green and enjoy themselves the same way, you know, that I was doing when I go out to the stadium and watch them in MetLife. I think that's a beautiful thing. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, but no, Joe, here's the thing. Because that game's going to start 9:30 Eastern time, which is going to be 6:30 your time.
Yeah.
You're going to have to wake up at the crack of dawn. Make sure you have 3 cups of coffee with you on the morning of that game.
Oh, Steve, it's going to be – I'm not – usually I'll be asleep, you know. Usually I'll be asleep. I ain't going to lie to you. You know.
You're not a coffee drinker?
No, I'm not, Steve. I'm just gonna have to be up if I'm, you know, if I am able to do that game. If I'm not, you know, off taking care of business like I usually am. Yeah, it's gonna be rough, but we're gonna get through it. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna be watching the green, so that's what it's gonna be all about. But I'm excited. So my final question for you though, Steve, because we talked about the schedule, you talked about a lot of the matchups that we had. What are your thoughts about our Week 6 bye? Because that's pretty early. That's pretty early in the season to have a bye. Are you concerned about that?
Here was the thing. Yeah, I am. As soon as when I found out we were going to London this year, I knew we were going to get the bye week the week after. And the thing is, Joe, the best time to usually have the bye week is in the middle of the season. I mean, last year we had our bye week, Week 10, which was a good week to have a bye, but unfortunately we were already out of it.
Yeah.
See, and that's going to be the thing about having the Week 6 bye. Unfortunately, that is going to suck, unfortunately. Because the thing is, I usually like to have the later bye, you know, at the end of the season. But last thing I'll say, Joe, like I said before, This team is going in the right direction because we got Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh in the building.
That's
All
right.
gas, no brakes. Let's go.
Let's go, Steve. You already know. All right, salute to you, Steve. I want to thank you for calling in. You have yourself a good night, my friend.
Good night, man. Bye-bye.
All right, Steve, listen. Steve calls in with the fire. He calls in with the fire. We're going to keep getting to these lines. 515-602-9639. Again, 515-602-9639. Call in. If you're watching me, no matter where you're watching me from, please give my streams a thumbs up or hearts or whatever it is, wherever platform you're watching me on. And please subscribe to my stream. Give me a follow. Turn on your notifications as well so that when I post content and when we're doing live stream, you folks will be in the know. You'll see it. You can come in, join, you know what I'm saying? So please, please, please. And again, hit the super chat. Donate if you can. If you don't want to hit the super chat, you want to hit the Cash App, please do that as well. Cash App is on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Do what you feel. But again, I greatly appreciate everybody that's watching. You folks are the greatest. We're going to keep getting to these lines though. But I'm going to go to my savages in the chat, man, because they're going off. Bill Jones right now in the chat. Salute to Bill. Bill says temper expectations for sure. But we got Buffalo week 18, likely versus their backups. Could that be a W? It could be. We'll see. You know, again, the Bills I think they're going to be in a fight as well. Our division has gotten so good. The Dolphins are really putting things together as well. They look like a team that could contend as well to, take the AFC East. So we'll see where we're in the fight. But I'm telling you, for a lot of people thinking that the Jets are just going to walk into a playoff spot, I think that's tough, man. That's really, really tough. NY Jets FL, again, salute to him. He says our cornerback position will be bolstered by our pass rush. I could see that. I could see, our cornerbacks, really being able to go out there, play confident, fast, and loose, and not be, have so much of a load on them because our pass rush is going to get to people. But let me tell you something. We play some really good football teams. What happens when we're not able to get to guys? Like, again, the Titans. The Titans are a really good football team. They protect very, very well. We still got to have those guys back there. And even some games where, our pass rush was working here and there, it was just like our corners were still getting burned from time to time. So we'll see what happens. Our cornerbacks could look way better than they are because we have a very solid pass rush. But I just, for me, bless Austin, big time question mark. Even Hall. I really like Hall as well. I don't know if he's a number 1 or 2 yet, but I'm saying we'll see more out of him as well this season. Took, salute to Took. Took in the chat says, kill the same old Jets narrative. There's literally no reason to believe that we're a mess other than the stuff that ain't relevant to this regime. Absolutely. I hear a lot of Jets fans that still, kind of doom and gloom mode, but we're turning things around. This is a different time. This is a different day. This football team's headed in the right direction. We're not all the way complete yet. We're still trying to figure things out. We're still trying to round up, our rebuild, because that's what we're in. We are in a rebuild. But, we're putting things together, and I like our direction. We got Sulla. We got Joe Douglas at the helm. LaFleur's in the building. We just drafted Zach Wilson. We got Elijah Moore. We got Vera Tucker in the building. The Jets we're on our way, man. We're on our way. Yeah, we're on our way. So we're going to keep getting to these lines. We're going to go to the lines again. I'm going to go to 848. I think this is my guy, Anthony, man. I think this is my dude, Anthony. Salute to you, Anthony. This is you calling in. Give me your thoughts about what we're hearing with Marcus Maye, man. There's a lot of people looking at the situation saying they don't want him to be re-signed. They don't want him to bring him back. What are your thoughts about that situation, Anthony?
What's up, Joe? And it is Anthony, by the way. I'm happy to be back on here tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you. Again, thank you for calling in, my friend. What are your thoughts about Marcus Maye and the contract situation?
I think they're gonna get it done, man. Like, I've been saying this for a few months. Like, this is a guy you need to find a way to bring this guy back on like a long-term deal. This guy is one of the leaders on the team, dude. Mm-hmm. This is just one of those guys you must on a contract to.
Yeah. So for you, what exactly would be like, your threshold? What would be the number that it's like, okay, look, this is the most I'm gonna give you. If you don't want to take this, I'm ready to move on. What's the number that is either you take or leave it per year?
The most I'll give him is like $10 million a year.
Ooh, okay.
I'm not really looking to give him more than that.
So
I give him I know.
What if he says, listen,
you go.
Give me $11 million. Give me $11 million per year, and you got me. Are you willing to go there?
Yeah, I actually am. It's only $1 more million than 10. Yeah, I'm actually fine going there.
Okay.
To be honest, I really am.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I talk to people. That's where I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable 11 at 12. I'd even budge for the 13. I'd do that because I think he's a great player. And again, I think it's all about keeping good players in green. You know what I'm saying? There's so many players, and we can go back. Even the Revis stuff. Not being able to keep players Jets for their entire careers. You want to keep guys their entire careers as much as possible. So, and again, I'm not comparing Marcus Maye to Revis. I'm just saying.
For a while, though.
Go ahead.
Like what I was saying was like, I know May's like still pretty young. I'm just saying, like, you have to realize this. Like, I know we're gonna have him we should have him for at least 3 to 4 more years.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, guys like this won't last that long, though.
Yeah.
Playing like this.
Yeah.
We're talking safeties here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he's a great cover safety. I definitely think that, again, his skill set, what he brings to the table, he can be a Jet for the rest of his career. Just the things that he does out there.
I know.
And the leadership ability as well. All that stuff, man. I think that this guy, we've got to do what we can to keep Marcus Maye a Jet, man. We've got to do it. So when you look at this situation, Anthony, and you look at our roster, man, we just talked about Marcus Maye. Hopefully we get a deal done with him. What are your other concerns about this roster as far as the talent-wise? What positions are you looking at and you say to yourself, still some question marks there. Still a concern for me.
The one position that's still a big question mark to me is the cornerback position. That's just one big concern. Obviously, you got guys like Bryce Hall, Bless Austin, Jalen Gayatry, but like those 3 guys are big question marks. I think the best thing we can do is go out and like sign a Steven Nelson or something like that.
Mm-hmm. What about Richard Sherman? What are your thoughts about bringing him in at the cornerback position?
Listen, I'm all in on Richard Sherman. Dude. I'm just not 100% sure if he's gonna want to come to this. Maybe since he's 33 years old, he's getting old a little bit, and maybe I understand, dude, the him and Salo relationship, but like I have a feeling, dude, he's just gonna want to go somewhere else and just try to win another ring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, wherever he goes,
I think Steven Nelson's more realistic.
Okay. Yeah. What about Brian Poole? Because I'm a big guy on bringing back Poole if we can do that as well.
I'm a big Brian Poole fan too, but I don't know. I don't know how likely it is we bring him back. I really hope we bring him back.
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. I really don't know.
Yeah, it's tough, but like you said as well, I think that cornerback position, I would like to see it addressed as well. And we've brought in some guys too. Of course, we drafted some guys as well. Eccles, Michael Carter, all these guys, are being brought in, but it's still some questions. Who's going to be our slot guy? Yep. Is anybody really sold about Bless Austin being a number 1? I know some people that question Hall as number 2. You talked about it as well. There's some questions there, so we'll see. But I think there's still some veteran guys out there. And you brought some of those guys up. Nelson, we talked about Sherman, Poole, some guys that we can bring in that will really help bolster this cornerback position, especially if it's just for this year, allowing these young guys to get their footing under themselves and then moving on, and allowing the young guys to really thrive next year. But what about the backup QB position? How do you feel about that situation,
man? My opinion, dude, so you need a guy that's going to be able to mentor Zach Wilson, dude, and just make him the quarterback we want him to be. I'm talking a guy like Brian Hoyer and Nick Mullins, maybe, especially Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins is a guy that knows the system, dude. Mm-hmm. He can teach him everything about the system, dude.
Yeah. And I'm hoping they get that done, man. I'm hoping they can bring a guy in, get him signed, and like you said as well, helps mentor. And it's not just about the mentoring factor for me. I know that's important for a lot of people, but it's also about what happens if Zach Wilson goes down. Because as much as, and salute to James Morgan. Exactly. Yeah, salute to James Morgan, because he's going off in the chat. I know he's bringing undoubted fire. I understand it. But at the end of the day, we've never seen him on the field. Do you trust White on the field? There's just so many questions. Just like, can we get a veteran guy with a veteran hand? Can we get a veteran guy with a veteran hand and bring him in to help us, stay afloat? Maybe Zach misses 1 game or 2 games. We can get a veteran hand to help the team stay afloat, and nothing will go bad. I'm saying, outside of just the mentoring, aspect. So, that's big as well. I mean, you're bringing the fire right now. I really like this call from you, man. I really, really do. I'm feeling it, dude. So now I want to talk to you about the schedule, Anthony. I got to talk to you about the schedule, man.
Yep.
Listen, week 1, Panthers, Sam Darnold, Robbie Anderson. How are you feeling about that,
All
man?
I'm gonna listen, Joe. Okay, so like, all right, before before I became a big fan of Zach Wilson, dude. Before we even drafted, I was a big Sam fan, dude.
Okay.
This is the first time we're gonna be playing against him. It's
Yeah.
gonna be really, really weird, man. Listen to me. Other than this game, dude, I'm rooting for him. Other than this game, I'm rooting for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
I want him to throw an interception against this dude. I want to beat him, dude.
Yeah, no, look, and I get it. And like you said, it's going to be weird to see him in that jersey, especially, across from us doing his thing. But I see it coming, man. If he lights us up or they blow us out, can you already see that the clickbait titles, the fan base erupting, the media erupting and just coming down on the New York Jets and just completely destroying? Can't you already see that?
People would just be overreacting so much. Like, listen to me. If we lose that game, dude, it's one game, dude. Listen to me, man. It's Zach Wilson's NFL debut and Robert Sala's coaching debut, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we lose that game, dude, I don't want to hear people scream and yell, dude, and say Zach Wilson's a bust and all that kind of stuff. But listen, if we lose the game, it's one game, dude. Like,
yeah, you're right. You're completely right, and I'm right there with you, Anthony. But there's some people in this fan base that are going to be like, "This is the reason we shouldn't have let Sam go." And
no, I'm not. I'm not that fan.
Yeah, I respect it. I respect that. But I'm telling you, I can see it happening already. When you look at the situation on the schedule as well, though, what are your thoughts about us playing the Falcons in London, man?
I'm liking that, man. 9:30 game in the morning. I'm excited for that game. That's one game I'm really excited for this season. I actually saw it coming, realizing I've been hearing this before the schedule even came out. So yeah, I'm excited, man. We haven't played in London since 2015, and we won that game back in 2015 against the Miami Dolphins. So I think it's gonna be fun.
How do you feel about the early Week 6 bye? I know there's people that have concerns about that. You know what I'm saying? If we get any injuries, especially a little bit later in the season, we're just gonna have to deal with it. But what are your thoughts about our bye being in Week 6?
I heard a lot of people say this. They wish it was a little later than Week 6. I understand, but guess what, man? It is what it is, man. I'm not so concerned. I know, I'm kind of mad, but I'm not gonna get so mad that our bye is Week 6.
Yeah,
it doesn't really matter to me, though.
Yeah. So when you look at this schedule, this is my last question for you, Anthony, before I let you go, man. You've had a great call.
Yep.
When you look at this schedule, don't you think that our coaching this year is going to be extremely tested by a lot of the teams that we're going to play? Isn't coaching going to be highlighted for this season?
Absolutely. If you look at this schedule, dude, I guarantee you this coaching staff can really sneak us some wins this year, man. There's a lot of winnable games on the schedule, dude. I think the team's going to be playing their asses off and all this, man. I'm really excited for this year. I think this team could win 6 to 8 games. I'm not trying to sound biased at all. I'm just saying, I really think this team could win 6 to 8 games this year, man. If you just look at the schedule, man, there's a lot of winnable games on that schedule.
Okay, look, and I respect. Listen, Anthony, this was a heck of a call. Give him a hand, studio audience. Give him a hand. Yeah. Give him a hand. I really like what you brought to the table tonight, my man. You really had a great call. Listen, I got to let you go. Got to get back to the – yeah, absolutely. Got to get back to these lines. Again, salute to you. Thank you for calling in. You have a good night, my friend.
You too, Joe. I'll talk to you next time.
All right. Talk to you. Listen, Anthony calling in with the fire. Salute to everybody, man. Salute to everybody. We're going to keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Please call in. We're taking calls. We're talking to everybody. We're discussing Jets football. We're talking about it all. Salute to all my savages in the chat. Clancy Doyle, my guy James, Madden Dude 11, Frank, everybody, man. Bill Jones, NY Jets FL. Salute to everybody in the chat. Wherever you're watching me from, please, again, give my stream a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Also, subscribe as well if you haven't. Turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. You know what I mean? If you want to hit the super chat, please do. If you don't feel like hitting the super chat, but you want to hit me on my Cash App is on the screen. Go ahead and, give me whatever you like. Donations are greatly appreciated. Salute again to the chat. Kevin Ramos in the chat, salute to him, says, he thinks we're going 7-10 this year. Anything better than that is a bonus. Okay. I salute to you, Kevin. Salute to you, Kevin. Again, I know there's a lot of people out there talking playoffs. Okay, they're talking playoffs. A lot of people saying the Jets should easily make the playoffs this year. I don't know about that. You know, NYJ today, salute to you as well. All you got to do to call in NYJ is call 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in, and we'll be talking to you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to get back to these lines. I'm going to my guy, 914. 914, we're coming directly to you. Man, what a night. We've had a bunch of calls. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. Give me your thoughts about people that are saying, hey, we should just walk away from Marcus Maye if he doesn't want to take the deal we're interested in giving him this year. You know, he didn't take it. We had to franchise him. Next year, we should just move on from him and not re-sign him. What are your thoughts about that?
I think we definitely got to try to sign him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, don't go too ridiculous, but do your best to try to sign him.
Okay. For you, what is the number that, you'd like to see him at on a yearly basis? Like, what is the number? What is the max you're willing to give
Probably
him?
like what most have said, around that 11 range, maybe 11.5.
Okay. And when you look at this roster, man, there's some question marks here. I think there's still some issues. When I look at it, I say, there's some holes here and there. What are your thoughts? When you look at this roster, what are the holes that you see? What positions are you still concerned about?
Well, obviously the backup quarterback, I'd like some help with. I'd like some help in the secondary. I think most of it at this point can just wait. Most of it can just wait till next year because, look, this team is going to be competitive, but at best they're going to be a fringe playoff team, probably not going to go far. So there's no real point in trying to really sign all these, just try to flood the team with talent because you're still building it and you don't want to get yourself in a messy cap situation.
Yeah, look, and I hear you there, but I look at the situation. You kind of brought up a position as well. I look at the cornerback position, and I say to myself, why not bring in a guy like Richard Sherman or bring back a guy like Poole? Again, you don't have to overpay for these guys, dramatically overpay, but if you can bring one of those guys in for maybe a year, especially like Richard Sherman, 1 year, 2 year deal, why not do that? And I don't think you'd have to drastically overspend. What are your thoughts on that?
I think Sherman wants to go to a competitor, and for some reason, I just don't think they want Poole just because I just don't think he fits what they're doing. You gotta remember that Olbrich was with him in Atlanta when they let him go, so there's a reason probably why they haven't re-signed him.
Yeah, but what about a guy like Sherman? Sherman is a guy that has a long history with Sulla. Go ahead.
Well, if you remember what Sherman said, in his comments, he said he wants a competitor. He wants to stay on the West Coast, and he wants to go to a competitor.
Yeah.
So I think at this point, I think those are his preferences. So until he's got nowhere else left to go, then I'd probably try to make a push at him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like you said as well, I've heard. I heard that, but again, once those doors start closing, unless you just don't want to play at all, I think he's a guy that we should just keep in our peripheral, a guy that we should keep our eye on, to see if we can bring him in, because I think he would do some good here. And again, I don't think he's like our cornerback of the future. We shouldn't be looking to keep that guy for the next, 10 years, but 1 or 2 years, I think he would be a solid signing for us. Now, when we speak about signings, I want to talk to you about some of these undrafted guys that we signed. I'm looking at, the list there, especially when you look at a guy like Isaiah Dunn, you look at a guy like Kenny Yeboah. I think that there's a chance that some of these undrafted guys could maybe crack the starting line. What are your thoughts about that?
I think so. I definitely agree. I think that they're going to definitely have the opportunity. Especially a guy like Yeboah, he probably should have gone earlier.
Yeah.
He probably should have been drafted. Amazing that he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, like I said, it's probably due to COVID and everything. Limiting the time that people had to study. Limiting the game, limiting all this. And I think because of that, a lot of these guys fell down because of that. So I feel like he'll definitely be one of those players that's going to surprise people.
Yeah, I think he can as well. And again, you look at our tight end position, it's open. Because I know you love Chris Herndon. You know, I know that you're part of the Herndon hive, and you already, you're ready to come for me. I already see it,
What more do you want from me?
I already know you coming
Like
for
I said,
me.
well, look, let's be honest.
Go ahead.
Let's be honest. It's the last year of his rookie contract. It doesn't hurt to keep him on the roster at this point. You know what? If he bounces back, then give him another chance under a proper coaching staff.
Yeah.
Because, could you really trust the offensive mind of Jeremy Bates, Adam Gase, and Dowell Loggins?
Well, yeah, look, and I hear you, but there was more issues than that. When he finally did, was throwing the ball, I saw a lot of drops and critical fumbles as well. I hear what you're saying, but do I think that Chris Herndon is a guy that you can, really count on as far as when the season comes?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no.
Hell no.
Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Well, and look, in the end of the day, he's still a solid blocker.
Okay, he did a lot of that. He was a decent blocker, but being a tight end is not just blocking. He's got to step it up.
Well,
His hands have
nowadays,
got to step up.
nowadays most teams have a 2 tight end set where most teams have a primary receiving tight end and a primary blocking tight end.
Yeah.
It's very hard to find a tight end these days who excels in both areas. So
yeah, but
he doesn't have to be the star. He doesn't have to be the number 1 tight end. You can still keep him as that second tight end.
Yeah, we'll see. You just gotta. He's got to be able to catch the football, and he's got to be able to hold on to it when he finally does get it. So that's my big thing. But again, your boy is a guy that I think can really push him, and especially again with Croft being brought in too. This tight end position, I think, is wide open. And I think Dunn as well. In that cornerback position, they paid him a ton of money. He's supposed to be the highest paid undrafted free agent corner, I believe. There's got to be a reason why they did that. You look at this situation, that cornerback position, I think, is open too. We just talked about Sherman and Poole and bringing those guys in. Honestly, after Bless Austin, who is not that good, and Hall, everything else is question marks. Of course, we got Michael Carter II in. Eccles, we brought some other guys in too. But that slot position is open, and some people really don't like Bless Austin as a number 1. I don't think he's a number 1, and we'll see what Hall pans out. So there's some guys I think that can make some impact if they really step in and play solidly. But when you look at this situation as well here, and I'm looking at it, I want to talk to you about this schedule, man. Whoa. Week 1 at Carolina. What are your thoughts about that, my friend?
Honestly, I don't mind it. Carolina they're still a building team. They're still a team that's a work in progress. Their O-line is sketchy, and you probably got a good chance Darnold doesn't get all of his kinks worked out by then. There's a good chance of winning that game.
Well,
of course.
Go ahead.
And then, of course, obviously, I know you're going to mention the Week 2 game against the Patriots, but honestly, I'm glad we get the Patriots early. Here, I'm going to give you their win percentage by month over the last 20 years. September, 714. October, 797. November, 732. December, 807. What does that tell you?
Are you saying that they're bad early? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, their lowest win percentage is in the month of September.
Yeah.
So to get them at home for the home opener in September, which is statistically their weakest month, gives you the best probability of winning.
Look,
especially with a team that's having a lot of turnover.
And I understand that, but when you look at, our record against the Patriots these last years, go ahead and pull that up. They've dominated. They've dominated the division too. I get the stats are great,
but you also got to remember that was Tom.
Yeah, look.
You also got to remember that was Tom Brady.
Well, they beat us. Well, they beat us last year with Cam. They beat us last year with Cam too. And then when you look at what the Patriots are bringing to the table, they've read up. This is not. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. This is not last year's team. Like, they went and got weapons. They went and got Hunter Henry. They went and got Jonnu Smith. Mac Jones is sitting on the bench. We don't know if he's going to be a starter or not, but they went and retooled. And then also you got to look at where we stand too. We're a team that's coming in with a rookie quarterback, and Belichick is known for dissecting rookie quarterbacks. He's known for dissecting young quarterbacks, period. If you are not properly prepared against Belichick, you'll get destroyed. And we've seen it. Look, we had Sam seeing ghosts.
Go
ahead.
I'm just saying this is not the same team that scares you. And
Yeah.
look, like the other thing.
Okay.
Hey, here's the thing. You're right. They got a lot of new players. There's probably a good chance that they're not like the chemistry between them is not going to be as strong as in week 2 as it will be in, let's say, week 7 when we play them.
Well, yeah, we play them again.
Bro.
Yeah, we play them again in week 7. But
Like I said,
go ahead.
the chemistry, like I said, they're not going to be as in sync as they are then as they are later in the season. So you want to get them early when they're, like I said, they're weakest. And then I love the fact that of our first 8 games, we only have 1 playoff team. That's very favorable. We have back-to-back. We don't have any back-to-back road games. And then we end the season with all the warm weather teams at home. So you got the Jags at home, you got the Saints at home, you got the Bucks at home. Those teams are notorious for poor performances in the cold. And like I said, you get the Bucks at the end of the year where they're probably not even trying.
Well,
Same with the Bills.
yeah, I mean, we'll see there. I just, again, and I'm not, I can't stand the Patriots. I think I cannot stand that football team. But I'm just saying we got to be prepared because that team's tough, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about as well.
Of course, prepared. Of course.
Yeah,
like I said,
and that's what I wanted to talk to you about as well.
You want to play them in their worst.
Yeah, you want to play them at their worst, but again, that Patriots team is known for being well coached. The Patriots have literally built a dynasty off of being well coached. They've been able to get players. Hell, we've thrown away players. Look at what Danny Woodhead did here with us. We tossed him away, and look what he did over there. They're known for taking players that no one gives a damn about, that feel like that are washed up or they're just not good enough, and being able to have them come in and produce. Hell, there's players that have grown in the Patriots system, left, been terrible, and then came back and looked like the same player that they were with the Patriots before they left. Looked just as good before they left.
And then,
So I'm just saying.
And then there are guys like Chad Ochocinco.
Yeah, he came there in his later year. But when you look at the situation and the schedule, and you talked about it, there's some teams, man. You look at we got the Panthers early. We got the Titans. It's a tough football team. The Colts are a tough football team. The Bills, the Saints, the Bucks, all these great teams. How highlighted do you think coaching is going to be this year for us? Because we got a young team. And so you got to make sure that these guys are prepared on a weekly basis. How highlighted do you think our coaching ability will be this season?
I think it'll be fairly highlighted. I think that this is a staff that's going to make sure they're always prepared. I don't feel like this is the kind of staff that's going to sleep on anybody. They're not going to rest on their laurels. They're going to work. They're going to make sure everybody's prepared. They'll rest guys when they got they'll make sure everybody is prepared. They'll make sure they don't overwork anybody.
Yeah.
They'll make sure to do everything that they can, that everybody's ready and healthy when it comes time to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping that we can see that because, again, we've seen in the past, and I'm not saying that this is who he's going to be, but we've seen where our coaches have struggled in the past. Todd Bowles was notorious. They come out on the road, and the teams would just be flat. Adam Gase could never have this team prepared the way that he should be. So there's big issues, and I think especially this year, with as many young players as we have, that is going to be highlighted and tested. We're going to see what our coaching staff is really about on a weekly basis, because I don't think, when I look at the schedule, I don't see any sleeper teams. I think we have to be prepared, especially with the talent that we have. So my final question before I let you go is,
maybe the Texans.
Well, yeah, okay.
The
Texans they're a pretty bad football team. I ain't gonna lie about that, but we'll see.
They've surpassed us as the most dysfunctional franchise in football.
Yes, quite dysfunctional. You know what's crazy? No one talks about it. No one talks about it as much as they should. If it was the Jets, it'd lead SportsCenter or any of these, shows constantly. They would never stop talking about us.
Houston is cursed.
Yeah.
The city of Houston is cursed with sports teams.
Yeah. So my final question before I let you go. Yeah, my final question before I let you go is, what are your thoughts about our Week 6 bye?
Well, you want to know what? That's probably good because the jet lag from going international can be really brutal on a team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably good. I mean, you'd like to get the bye later, but there was no other choice. They had to give them the bye after the international game.
Yeah. I think it's going to be tough, man. We'll see. Especially again, an early bye. We get injuries down the stretch. It's going to be. It's going to be a tough road. But listen, man, I want to thank you for calling in. I got to get back to these lines. You have yourself a good night, all right?
All right, you too, man.
All right, have a good one. Listen, we're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Next, we're going to my guy. I believe this is my guy, Jimmy, man. I think this is my guy, Jimmy, on the line. This is Jimmy. Salute to you, my friend. Jimmy, man, give me your thoughts about this schedule, my friend. How are you feeling about this situation? Panthers week 1. We got Patriots week 2. We're playing, in London with the Falcons. What are your thoughts about this, man? 518.
I think it's great.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey, good. Hey, LBJ, how you doing?
What's going on, my man? What are your thoughts about the schedule, my friend?
Well, yesterday morning when I saw what was going on, I'm living in North Myrtle Beach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 3 hours from Charlotte. I already bought my ticket to the game. I'm going to go see the first game of the season.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Now, listen, Jimmy, you already know Darnold's on that squad. We traded him.
I know.
Drama. What are your thoughts, my man?
Yeah.
Like, you already see it coming, Jimmy. You know that if we lose that game or get blown out, you know that they're going to crush us. You know that, right?
It's all going to be all water under the bridge because eventually this year is getting everybody together.
Mm-hmm.
This is bringing the band back, and you're tuning up right now. You're not in front of the big stage.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, after we got 11 draft picks,
Yeah,
we're going to
so-
fine-tune everything.
Okay.
We're going to get the players we need. We have a lot of guys right now. A lot of free agents are on one-year deals. We got to see what this draft class is going to do to replace them for next year.
Yeah.
And then we replace what we need next year.
Yeah.
I think Joe did a decent job. I don't know. All the draft picks, when they were, like everybody else is saying, when they came up, there's 3 safeties in a row. It's like, what the heck is going on? But then you find out that they're cornerbacks and they're linebackers and they're hybrids. So, we got to see what happens. And I think our coaching staff is going to get the most out of everybody. So it's not going to be like last year when nobody really.
Yeah.
Plus we have this new Atlantic Health Center also.
Yeah.
So all these doctors and everything else are going to get these guys trained better. And if they're hurt, they're going to get repaired quicker.
Yeah.
So I think it's not going to be like last year at all when we had that massive turnover of wide receivers. Nobody was on the field. And, crazy.
Yeah. So my next question for you, Jimmy, is when you look at this situation, when you look at this roster, because you talked about Joe Douglas doing his best, what do you think are still some of the holes in this roster? What positions do you look at and still have question marks about?
He brought in a couple of tackles and everything else for the line, and I love the line. And when he made AVT that 14 pick,
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
it's better than being with a woman. But anyway, it was just incredible. We got the line. Now we got to get that right side. If these guys can actually, fill the position and, not become like a Feeney, the worst guard in the past 3 years and everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
But I think who he picked, a reason for picking him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think he's going to try to get it. He did play James Morgan just as a backup quarterback
Yeah.
in that press conference, if you remember.
Yeah.
Because that was asked upon whether he's going to get a backup, who's going to be the veteran.
Yeah.
And they asked about James Morgan. He said, yeah, he's not ready yet, but he's great. He's got a good arm and everything else, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
we need somebody there. But
Yeah.
I do feel like right now, cornerback and linebacker, I feel are our deepest positions that we need to, not deepest position, the positions we need to get fixed
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. 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 Look, I'm right there with you. I look at the situation, especially with the cornerback position, and I say to myself, man, there's some question marks there. When you look at the situation, Bless Austin, big question mark for me. That slot position, big question mark for me.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, after we really only kind of have the number 1 and number 2 maybe panned out, but after that is big question mark. So you're speaking facts there, Jamie. So my final question for you is, what do you say to those people that are saying, hey, we shouldn't even try to re-sign Marcus Maye? He's on a franchise deal. Let's just move on from him next season. How do you feel about that? Those fans that are saying that.
I disagree. The man, he's been in the top 10, the top 6, whatever it is, for safeties.
Yeah.
No, just like Robert Saleh said in his press conference, You come here, you produce, we're going to make you get paid.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if he doesn't get paid, then Robert Sala's word is no good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if he wants $16 million a year, no, then nobody's going to pay him that. Buda Baker's making what? Upper 14, almost 15.
Yeah.
I'd say give the man 13.5 to 14 mil a year.
Okay.
Give him a 3-year deal at 13.
Okay, Jimmy,
You got
let's
one of the
go.
best.
Let's go, Jimmy. Keep talking, man. Yeah. I like what you bring to the table.
You pay him just like you said.
Yeah.
You pay the man. You show you could produce. You become one of the best. You're going to get your money.
Yeah.
Well, put your money where your mouth is, Robert.
Yeah.
And I love Robert. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But now that's something that you're going to have to back up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, and May proved that he's the man as a safety.
Absolutely. Yeah, he absolutely did, Jimmy. You're bringing nothing but facts. But I got to get back to the rest of these calls, my man. This was a fire call from you. I want to thank you for calling in. Listen, I want to hear from you more often, my friend, all right? Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
You got it.
Absolutely. You have a good one.
Take care, babe.
Listen, Jimmy calling in with the fire. We're going to keep getting to these lines. We're coming towards the end of the show, so please get your takes in quickly. I'm going to my guy, Chris, and then I think this is Bill after that. We'll get to him. So, Chris, come on in, my friend. I want you to give me, first off, I want to thank you for calling in. Second off, I want you to give me your thoughts on this Jets schedule, man. How are you feeling about us matching up with the Panthers week 1?
I'm feeling good, man. I think that the team's going to do well. I think that Robert Saleh is going to get these guys to play hard. And, that's something that the last coach didn't do.
That's facts. That's facts. What are your thoughts about us playing the Falcons in London?
I like this defense. I don't like playing in. It's getting up early. It benefits us because we're New York and London. It's like 6 hours different. So down in the down south. But I just look at the team, man. Unlike me, I have confidence. I think the team's going to be 100% better just because Adam Gase is not around.
Yeah.
And that coaching staff was a disaster. And Robert Saleh is going to get the best out of his players.
Yeah.
He's going to make these guys overachieve. And I think that, NFL is 90% coaching.
Yeah.
I think most of these guys are on the same level, but the coaching is big. And getting these guys to buy in, you see everybody's bought in.
Yeah. You talking that talk right now.
So
how are you feeling about a week 6 bye?
Everybody's bought in, man.
How are you feeling about the week 6 bye? That's a pretty early bye, man. If we get some big injuries, we're gonna have some issues down the stretch, no?
Right. I think that this team, as the last caller says, a young team, and I think that consistently playing through adversity is going to benefit the team. It's a young team. It's a rebuilding. We're starting from K1, but everybody's doom and gloom this team, man. Yeah. These guys are going to be playing like their hair on fire, man. I don't think people understand like Robert Saleh, man. So. Like Sam Donald better watch out. Oh, he's gonna come. It might be the opposite way around.
Okay.
Look, it might be the opposite way around, man.
Okay.
And he might get his ass kicked.
Okay.
Excuse me. He might get put on his butt.
Okay.
Okay. So, you could work the other way around too, man.
Yeah. Look, Chris. Listen.
Here we go.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Here we go. You bringing the fire right now. So my final question for you is, what do you say to those people that are saying, listen, Marcus Maye, if you don't want to, take the little deal we're trying to give you this year, we have to franchise you next year, we should move on from you. Are you a guy that looks at Marcus Maye and says, we should just move on from him, we shouldn't try to re-sign him?
Depending on the price. Me personally, I like Marcus Maye. I think he should be here. I think he's a great talent. But, over the last couple of years, you have health injuries. You have, things. So I think that, a long-term contract would be great. But, what does Marcus Maye get in the open market? Is he an elite safety, a free safety? He's good, but I wouldn't say he's a Tyrann Matthews or anybody like that. I said he can get 12, 13 million a year. But if he's trying to bake the bank, that's it. I'm saying see you later. I'm of the opinion like we should actually go after a guy like Earl Thomas, to be honest with you, because that's a guy that I really like. That's been on the street, that's played with Robert Saleh, that has the same kind of mentality, and he's hungry to get back in the game. And I really like Earl Thomas. I really like him.
Yeah, look, Chris, I hear you. I mean, Earl's a little old for my taste, but there's still guys out there I think can we should move for as far as to fill out other positions. But I really would like us to, re-sign Marcus Maye. I really would. Again, at 11 to 12 million for me is big. 13 million, you're pushing it, but I might do that. But I really do think that we should re-sign him. But listen, Chris, I want to thank you for calling in, my man.
13 million is good.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank you for calling in, my man. I got to get to these lines. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right? You have yourself a good night.
All right, brother. Thank you.
All right. Listen, Chris calling in. We're going to keep getting to these lines. They're coming to the end of the show. Come in, give your takes really quickly on the questions asked, man. I believe this is my guy Bill on the line. I believe this is my guy Bill calling in. Salute to you, Bill. I want to thank you for calling in. Give me your takes on this schedule, man. 2021 schedule released. Panthers week 1. We got the Patriots week 2. We got an early bye in week 6. What are your thoughts on it?
Hey, man. Thank you for having me on the show. And, very excited to see Sam Darnold. It's going to be interesting to see surround himself with the weapons finally so we can put all that to rest really quickly for week 1. Was it the Jets or was it Sam? So that's going to be an exciting game. The rest of the schedule, like you said, with this week 6 bye, it's a long season. They added that extra week. We'll see how that works out. Hopefully, there's depth. We can get our guys rested. We have the 5 receivers. Everyone's wondering we're going to keep Crowder. I was thinking earlier, maybe they trade Crowder, but now with the longer season, with this early bye, you hold on to him. We have some guys coming off injury, guys coming back from COVID to add depth. We're going to need all the depth we can get to make it through the season. So, we're going to see how you mentioned coaching, see how the coaches can manage the process to make sure everyone stays healthy so we can see how competitive we are for the year.
Yeah.
But, they're going to have to rise to the occasion.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you look at this Marcus Maye situation as well, I really want to get your takes on this quickly. What is the max amount per year you would give him, man, to keep him a Jet? What is the number that you would say, listen, take this. This is the most I'm going to give you, or, we're walking away.
Yeah, it's funny. From a dollar standpoint, I got to look at the numbers. I don't know what the numbers are at this point. I know that I did look at salaries before, and, people don't realize we talk about paying a premium for your players. Safety is actually, compared to the average market for safeties, teams that do the best in the league playoff-wise pay their safeties more than market. So that's an important position. Maybe not on the field in terms of what you see, but teams value that because the teams in the playoffs are going to pay their safeties above average. So that being said, we take a look. The other aspect is that he came in with everyone's favorite guy, Jamal Adams, and I think the Adams market, his salary might set the Marcus Maye salary.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how that's gonna look because there's some guys who are getting paid some big numbers out there, and Maye, when he stacks up, I don't think anyone could say he stacks up with some of the other guys out there getting paid at the level of the top safeties. And it's just going to be a matter of if the Jets feel he's that valuable to them. And they'll, Joe Douglas, he seems like the type of guy who will respectfully allow him to go ahead and test the market.
Yeah.
And when he comes back with the numbers out there, then maybe they'll make a deal. But I'd be surprised if after the tag, they work a deal this year. And I think that's a benefit for Marcus also. Marcus got to blow up, give his game this year. If he could show everyone that he's worth it, then he'll get his money either way from us or for someone else. But with the Jets bringing in, the second half of this draft was all secondary. So, who knows what the thoughts are there in terms of those guys developing.
Yeah.
But for Marcus Maye right now, I think probably the move is going to be he's going to sit on the franchise money, and Joe's going to wait and see.
Yeah, that's what I think as well, Bill. Listen, I got to get out of here, my friend. I want to thank you for calling in. You got to call in earlier, man. I really want to get your takes on multiple other things because you always bring some really good commentary and conversation to the table. Man, give him a hand, everybody. Give him a hand really quickly. I want to give him a hand.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
All right, Bill. Listen, I want to thank you again for calling in, my friend. You have a good night, all right? All right, Bill's, again, salute to him, and I want to thank him for calling in as well. Listen, man, it's coming towards the end of the show, folks. This has been quite a show, Man, whew. We had some crazy takes in here, a lot of fire, a lot to talk about. Again, we're going to continue this show throughout the rest of the offseason on into the season. We're going to really dissect positions as well. That's going to be coming up. We're going to be talking to a lot of things, a lot of people. So, again, I want to salute to everybody that called in. Salute to all the savages in the chat, every single one of y'all. New York Rangers, Clancy Doyle, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody. We even had an appearance from James Morgan. He called in and he brought the fire. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to let everybody know he's serious business. All right? He wanted everybody to know he was serious business. So I'm going to go ahead and close out the show, folks. All right. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. I'm also on Twitter as well at YoungJ000. YoungJ000. That's 3 zeros. Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me? No issues. I am the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on. I will have it on. Another USC guy fighting that fight, and he will fight on. This man is going to change the outlook for our offensive line. I'm telling you right now. But I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on, and I'll troll you. No problems, all right? You can also follow the show as well at The Long Beach Joe. The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and follow. I love going back and forth with folks. So just engage with me, people. I'm also on YouTube as well. I'm on YouTube as well at Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. That's where you see my live stream for the show. We also, do other stuff. We game as well, have a lot of fun. So please subscribe, turn on your notifications, give my videos a thumbs up, and comment. I love going back and forth. If you want to troll me in the comments there, no issues. I'll troll you right back. And as always, people, when you see me in person, all right, because you will see me in person eventually, it is arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone. Free hugs for everyone, man. The hugs will cost you absolutely nothing, especially in these times, man. We need to make sure that we're spreading the love around here. A lot of good things happening with this team. The Jets are in a different situation. We're in a different road, man. So it's all about free hugs. It's all about love. No matter what anybody tells you, they're lying. The hugs will remain free. So I want to thank you folks for listening. Thank you folks for watching. You folks have a good one. Peace. 1 second, folks. All right, I'm back. Okay, listen, folks. Whew, that was a fire show. I want to thank everybody for watching wherever you're watching me from. Please give my stream a thumbs up if you can. Also subscribe if you haven't subscribed. No matter where you're watching me from, please give me some hearts or a thumbs up and acknowledge my stream and comment as well if you could. Exclamation point links in the chat will bring up my link tree. That's the link to all of my content. So if this is your first time watching me, please click that link tree. It has my Twitter, all the charities that I'm involved with, that I donate to and I work with. All that stuff is in there. All the links to my content as well, from my iTunes to my blog talk. Everything is there, okay? Every single thing is there. Again, salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody that was a part of the show. NY Jets FL, Clancy Doyle, New York Rangers, Mike Ipo. Mike says 12 mil a year. Okay. For Marcus Maye, I can see that. Absolutely. Salute to Val. Salute to GVH. Salute to, just everybody that was a part of the show tonight. Bill, just everybody, man. Everybody. Big Money Smith, Madden Dude, Clancy. That guy, salute to you as well. Salute to everybody, man. Everybody that was a part of it. Frank, Joe, everybody that was a part of it. James, salute to everybody that was here. I'm going to get out of here really quickly. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to keep working. Again, we're going to continue these shows throughout the rest of the off season. I'm also going to be gaming coming up soon as well. Probably going to do something this upcoming weekend. We're going to have a stream. We're going to play some games as well. Again, we play Madden, NBA 2K. We're going to be playing Resident Evil. I want to get everyone's thoughts about Resident Evil. I've never played it. Okay, I've never played Resident Evil. I know some people are going to kill me. All right, I've never played Resident Evil. So I want your thoughts on, do you want to see me play Resident Evil 1 all the way to 8? Or do you want to see 8? Because I have 8. I have not touched it, have not played it. I'm ready to go. So we're going to be playing that, and we're going to continue our gaming streams again as well. We're also Street Fighter as well is on the board. We're going to be playing that. If anybody wants to run sets with me or, be on the stream, hey, hit me up. So we're going to be doing a lot of that stuff. I also have Smash as well. We're going to be playing a lot of different stuff coming up. So this weekend, I'm going to be playing. We're just going to have a good time. We're going to do some live reactions as well. If you want me to, if you have a video you want me to react to, hit me up. We got some things going, baby. We got some more content coming. I'm telling you, I am beside myself excited. Again, if you're just watching me, it's your first time watching me. We game on this platform as well. We do other stuff, so we're going to really be expanding and doing more content. But the Jets content will keep coming. For those of y'all that really like my Jets content, again, I want to thank y'all. The Jets content will keep coming. We'll keep doing shows, but we also game and do other things as well. So we're going to continue that, especially going into the off season and really put some things together. I'm very excited about some of the things that we're going to be doing. So again, Stokilo says he wants to see he wants to see Resident Evil 1 to Resident Evil 8. Okay, give me y'all thoughts about it. I'm gonna put a poll up. I want people to vote. I want to put a poll up, but we're gonna do that. You want to see Resident Evil 1 to Resident Evil 8? Again, I've never played the series. I never played it. Okay, I've never played it, so I really want to get y'all thoughts. I also have other games as well, Bloodborne and stuff that I've never played, and I just got them. So please let me know. We're going to do some things. We're going to vote on it. We're going to keep playing Outlast 2 as well. So we're going to do a lot of different things. So please, when I put my polls up, let me know. We'll go back and forth, and we're going to have a lot of fun. But again, the Jets content will keep coming as well. But we're definitely going to be, more of my content is going to be more interactive. And we're just going to sit back and have a good time and discuss things and reactions. I'm telling you, it's coming, all that stuff. So we're going to, again, do something probably this upcoming weekend. So Kilo says, I'm a diehard Reef fan. I can help you out with oh yeah that's my big thing too, especially when I play games that I have never played. I love going back and forth with the chat and getting tips because I've never played it and I want to see what's going on. So I'm telling you, Kilo, I'll make sure I'm pronouncing your name right, so I'll just call you Kilo. But Kilo, I'm telling you, yeah, I'm gonna put my poll up. I want to see what y'all think. Because I got 8, but we definitely can play 1 to 8. So I know that there's a lot of Resident Evil fans out there. I have friends that love the game, and they were like, "What? You never played it?" I was like, "No," but I saw 8, and I was like, "I just seen it. I didn't play that either. I just saw it, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting." And they just looked at me like I was crazy when I said I never played the game. But so I'm interested in it. So we're definitely gonna hit those bases. And again, it's gonna be this weekend. I'm thinking. That we're gonna do. Actually, no, it's gonna be probably next weekend. We're gonna definitely be playing some stuff. So, yeah, we're gonna really get it together. So, gaming is coming back. We're gonna do some other stuff as well, other content, and we're just gonna have a lot of fun on here, folks. A lot of fun. Val Outlaw says you're gonna see Adam Gaze in Resident Evil and his playbook. I saw Adam Gaze in Night of the Living Dead. I watched that a couple days ago. Night of the Living Dead. His playbook was in there too. I saw Loggins as well. He was just trying to get out of a coffin. He couldn't even make it out. He just oh man, you guys are crazy. But let me go ahead because I gotta get out of here. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna play games. We're gonna discuss a lot of different stuff. So I cannot wait to sit down and chop it up with you folks. Again, that's probably going to be next weekend. And we're just going to have a blast, folks. We're really going to have a blast. So I cannot wait. So you folks have a good one. Stay safe out here. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Stay safe, please. Please stay safe out here and enjoy your times with your families, all right? And again, stay safe. So you folks have a good one.